Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your monthly reading. Last month you were all fired up and feeling nice and frisky, so hopefully this month you have done that thing that Sagittarians are not known for doing very well and actually followed through with your plans. So let's see how we're looking this month, Sagittarius, and how we're doing. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into your spiritual focus this month, which is the Death card. No, I don't think anybody's dying. But I really feel like this is the end of the cycle for you, Sagittarius. Needless to say, I feel like almost you have done so much self-sacrificing, I feel like this past month, and I feel like you've, well, not to be redundant, but you've definitely put to death things that no longer served you, no longer served your purpose. So I really feel like you went ahead and you made those necessary cutoffs, and I think you're really ready for the betterment of yourself. And I think whatever this was that has come to a close for you was obviously very painful and was not easy to deal with, but you do realize that it was absolutely necessary. And I don't see you really grieving or mourning too much, Sagittarius. I feel like this month you're even feeling like this is going to be better for you, and this is for the betterment for you. So again, this month year is all about, and your spiritual focus is about endings, putting to end old habits, putting to end, relationships that no longer serve you, putting end to, of any kind of maybe you're unsatisfied with the job and you're doing something better for you. So if you moved up, you've got a promotion, you're working your way up. The end of an old cycle, your old you, the way old ways have gone, you've moved past that this month, Sagittarius, which is fantastic news. So your worldly focus this month is Three of Cups, and usually Three of Cups to me is about a harmonious balance within your relationships, but I feel like this month, Sagittarius, and it makes sense because it's going hand in hand with the Death card, you're having a little bit of difficulty juggling your personal relationships and just those emotional kinds of connections that you seem to be dealing with. So I feel like emotional disharmony, I feel like, is around here for you this month. Unfortunately, and here with the Death card, I mean, it could very well come from you having to put to death, again, relationships that are no longer good for you, Sagittarius, and maybe friendships, that you are now realizing they weren't actually your friends, or people that you thought were rooting for you are not actually rooting for you, and it's time for you to come and realize that. And I think here with Three of Cups, there's going to be you wrestling with just these emotional difficulties I think that you're going to be facing just a little bit. So I think you are dealing with a little bit of loss here, definitely, and although you understand this is for the greater good, you are going to be having some issue balancing those emotional feelings. So try to be easy on yourself, Sagittarius, and try to take a breath and try to just, be easy, because again, this is going to be a little bit heavy this month for you, because everything is focused on, centered around losses. Like I said, the good thing is this is the end of the cycle, which means things are going to start over for you, but unfortunately, death is the final process, this last grieving process you need to go through. So that's actually a good way of saying it, is a grieving process. Give yourself time to deal with all of these emotions, because you're going to be going through quite a bit of them. Well, yeah, your monthly lesson this month is the Moon card. And like I said to Scorpio in their last reading when the Moon card had come up, try not to allow your worst fears play off of you too much. Try not to let fears of the worst possible outcome plague you or keep you from doing what's best for you, or even questioning or second-guessing yourself. You don't have all of the answers, Sagittarius, and as a sign that is constantly seeking the truth and is so blunt and straightforward, you here with the Moon card, your lesson to learn is you're not going to have all of the answers, and that's going to drive you crazy this month. There's going to be so many things that are inconclusive, maybe dead ends, things that just don't make sense, especially in the emotional realm, in this emotional sector for you, and I think it's going to be, again, throwing your emotions off. Three of Cups in the reverse, and you're having a little difficulty balancing those emotions, and I think the Moon card, which I feel is playing more to your own emotions in this case, is kind of causing you this month, and it makes sense because Mercury is retrograde, so everybody is kind of in a funk, and I've noticed this as a theme as we've gone on and have done the readings. All of the signs are in a funk, and it makes sense, but again, with the Moon card here is try not to obsess over the answers that you don't have, and just allow time for things to fall in their place. You're going to find out the truth all in good time, because the Moon reveals things in its own kind of a way, and it's never in the outright and obvious way like the Sun. It's like the Sun card. You're gonna have to do some digging here and really deep thinking to figure these things out, but try not to let that digging and thinking come from a place of fear, which is really important. So positively influencing you, interestingly enough, is the Knight of Swords this month, Sagittarius. So I feel like you are getting the better hand on your anxiety, which is good. So I feel like your emotions are going to be a little out of whack. Your thoughts are definitely going to be on the anxious side, but I feel like you're going to be doing enough. I think you're going to be doing okay enough that it's not going to become too overwhelming, hopefully. And if it's not, I mean, I feel like Knight of Swords is the nightmare card, and its difficulties in the mental sector of of everything. So I feel like you're going back and forth, and you're battling with an idea or with a thought, something that is causing you a lot of dread and anxiety, which again could be something that you're kind of suspecting needs to come to an end, but you kind of don't want to pull that trigger. But the Death card here is that monthly lesson. You're gonna have to pull that trigger and kind of let some people go, Sagittarius. I mean, you do not have the time to be entertaining falsehood and people who are just not good for you. So Knight of Swords here is working in your favor in the sense that I think you're going to be blunt and vocal enough to actually talk about that and actually say and voice your anxieties and your fears here with the Moon card. Wow. So Seven of Cups is negatively influencing you, which tells me that you're falling prey to some deception here, Sagittarius. And coupled with the Moon card here, this is such a hazy and difficult confusing situation that you're finding yourself in, because I feel like there's so many things to where you feel like, okay, you found out the truth now, but something else has uncovered itself, and now you're kind of like, wow, that wasn't even true. So what even is the truth now? It's like Oprah. So what is the truth? but I really feel like you're just kind of just spinning your wheels here just a little bit, especially emotionally, on trying to figure out what it is what you need, what you believe. You're having difficulty sorting out, especially with the Moon card here influencing you, what is actually real and what's in your mind and what's real and what's not, Sagittarius. And again, self-sabotage is a really big thing that I'm seeing here. So try not to become your own worst enemy here and allow these illusions that you're creating inside of your mind to become real. And that's the thing with the Moon card here, is that it will manifest in your subconscious and therefore make it a reality for you. So try not to allow your fears and your illusions control you and to govern you to the point where you're making things happen because you're thinking so negatively. A word of advice is the Ten of Wands, and I just kind of feel like telling you, get over yourself. That's just the message that came through as I put that card down, is just get over yourself. It's really all of these things that all these difficulties that are presenting to you right now is not anything that is blindsiding you. You've been seeing these things coming, Sagittarius. You've just been sweeping it under the rug for so long that you just thought, again, by doing what you guys do, by ignoring it for long enough, that it would eventually go away, and that's not how things work, unfortunately. If only life were that easy. This is why we don't ghost people, Sagittarius. No, I'm just kidding. But I will say, just kind of get over yourself, Sagittarius. I know I'm kind of being a dick by telling you that, but I really feel like toughen up and make those calls. I mean, you're really only hurting yourself at the end of the day, and I mean, I'm not really going to baby you through this. You know what you need to do. Yeah, it's really going to hurt you to have to make these calls and to let these people go, or to let this job or whatever this is go, but at the end of the day, it's for your own benefit, and you only need, at the end of the day, you should be looking out for yourself. And you're not going to be able to make any progress at all if you continue to just pretty much stay where you are. And again, I get it's difficult for you really to make a move, especially when your emotions are just so far away, far removed from you. I feel like at this point here with the Moon card, because I almost feel like there's a sense of detachedness that you're looking at your emotions with, Sagittarius, and I feel like you really should not be doing that. So again, that being said, with Ten of Wands, I feel like you've come to the end of the cycle, and it's funny because you have this Ten of Wands, which is the end of the cycle, and then you have the Death card here, which is the end of the cycle. So I feel like it's just get over it. You make that call, make that move, get rid of whoever it is that you need to, let go of whatever it is that you need to, Sagittarius. It is only for your own benefit at the end. It's gonna come to an end whether you like it or not. You have the Death card. This is major arcana energy here, and usually there's not very much we can do to change things once majors start appearing, and I feel like this end is coming whether you like it or not, whether you delay it or not. It's gonna come. So rip the band-aid off. Ten of Wands, just very quickly, just rip that band-aid off and just kind of get a move in and put an end to that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull one last. We're going to channel a message for you, Sagittarius, and let's see what the powers that be have to say. another major card, the World, which is also about endings. And it's about the ending of a cycle. I mean, God, your message cannot get any clearer here. And I feel like telling you, the end of this cycle, the Death card, is right following that is the World card, is you have everything at your fingertips. You're going to have everything. The world will be at the edge of your fingers, you know, and all of these new opportunities and all of these things that you couldn't even imagine are going to manifest themselves and really appear to you, Sagittarius. That will only come when you really harness the energy of the Death card and have the heart and the bravery really to move forward and make these tough decision calls that are going to be coming eventually. And unfortunately, if you delay these are going to be on terms that you are really not going to like. So I would advise you, Sagittarius, to do what you need to do kind of before it's too late. And again, with the World card, you have everything that you need and more. Everything is coming to you. This is such a promising card to have. But once again, it is about the end of a cycle. So things are coming to a close for you this month, Sagittarius. Things that you've been trying to delay the process of, but this is the end of the cycle, and it's time to start over new and become a better you and become the you that you have really always wanted to be, Sagittarius. Okay, so I hope that helps you this month. I hope to see you again next month, and I hope you cut the bullshit and do what you need to do, Sagittarius. I will see you next month.